And if we then look at your career, you said like in your, I don't know if around you are 30 or after your 20s, you realized that you went through some kind of burnout and didn't want to continue in that career. Was there like one moment that led you to such a realization, or was it like a continual process, or what made you to realize that you want to change?
Yeah, it was funny. I just remember I would always like go to my computer and open my computer and do the same thing day after day and just be like, I hate my life. And just be like, and I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm always in front of the computer. I'm missing out on life. I'm not living. And again, it's something that we really don't talk about when you're someone that your entire business is based online. I just felt miserable at a point that I was just like, I just literally cannot do this anymore. And I kind of felt like there was something else I was supposed to be doing. And I think I needed and I sold my business because I wanted to try to explore and figure out like where I was supposed to be in this world and in this life. And people are like, well, if you had such a successful business, why did you sell
Yeah.
it? And I was like, because I was miserable. I was miserable in my 20s online. It's not fun.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, of course, but I was just going to say that people don't see like the whole picture, and because they see that you are successful, you make money, and maybe work from home, they think that you've made it, you are happy and everything, but they don't see what's actually the picture behind it. That, as I always try to say, you don't see the whole picture and you don't know what's actually going on. So I think, although I'm sorry to hear that, that's like example of that people don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, no, and it's good. I'll share, if you don't mind, I can share how I got to LinkedIn.
Yes, please, of course.
Yeah, so I kind of decided that I wanted to do different careers and I had my focus on being a midwife. I know this is so crazy. How do you go from this to that? So I actually started the process of going to midwifery school. I'm attending births. I was facilitating like the whole birth process with a midwife. I wasn't doing the delivery, but I was there for it. So I spent about a good year of my life doing that. And I think that's probably, if I look back, that's been my favorite thing I've done.
Oh,
But the only thing was is I didn't have much of a life. Like I remember one time being on a date with a dude and I get a message that the mom was delivering and I was like, I have to go. And the dude totally thought I was like
try
leaving.
to explain.
This is a real thing. And during that time I went through EMT school. So I was on an EMT truck and I couldn't drive the ambulance and it was terrible. And they called me Barbie EMT. And so that was
Oh god.
so yeah, so it was a lot of like, figuring out like what I wanted to do. But the thing was is that I had spent so long in business that my brain would always go to the business aspect of things. And so eventually like I had decided like, what I need to figure out like something a little bit more back to my roots of like, digital marketing, etc. And then that's when I actually started my LinkedIn profile. And yeah, so that's kind of like I sold a business, tried a bunch of careers, a lot of weird careers, and then I eventually was like, we're getting on LinkedIn and now we're gonna figure out what's next. So that was, yeah, it's been an interesting journey to say the
But also, why was it LinkedIn specifically? Because it could be any platform. So was it because of like a work-related platform? What was reason for LinkedIn?
Yeah. So my friend, I think it was like around COVID or right before COVID. She's like, you need to get on LinkedIn. She's like, maybe this is really bad. She told me, she's like, maybe you'll find a friend. Maybe you'll find a boyfriend. That was, we stayed away from number two, but number three was like, maybe you'll find like a new opportunity. Like maybe you'll find something that you really want to do. And so that was like, I literally got on there and started, building my account. So I chose LinkedIn for that reason. And then I think because like my background was really strange, like you were an entrepreneur for like 12 years and then you did like this weird medical stuff, like, and you don't have a degree and you sound like this. Want to deal with you. So I was using LinkedIn to apply to jobs and like I couldn't get a job. And then part of my journey was hiring a career coach to figure out like, how do I like mesh this really crazy background and how do I basically find a role that would be really, really cool. And so like he taught me about like personal branding, building out your LinkedIn. And then because of my entrepreneurial background, I started making lists like I did in the past of like companies that I wanted to work for. And I started cold DMing them And one company was like, yeah, we'll hire you. Like, we're super interested in what you could do. So basically I was like a clinical consultant, which was really, really cool. And that started my process. But during that time of like finding a job, I started like posting on LinkedIn and had a lot of good like response, started getting viral content out. And so then I was like, okay, I'm going to start really, really digging into this platform because there's something there. And then, long story short, a career coach eventually invited me to become a partner in his company. And then I started teaching professionals how to utilize LinkedIn, how to build out their profiles, how to get hired. And then eventually I transitioned back to working for myself. So it's been a crazy, it's been a
Yeah,
crazy journey. About, I would say all in all, like about 3 years of like actually like coaching and doing the LinkedIn
yeah.
game.
I always like to remind or ask how long you've been there, because I think that people always want quick results and think that it happens, I don't know, in a few weeks or overnight. So I think it's good always and important to remind how long it takes, to give some kind of perspective and show that it doesn't happen just like that.
It's a process. Yeah, and I think the thing that makes me the sickest of all is people always like, I want to go viral, or why isn't my post being picked up? I'm like, there's a whole like a million factors behind that. Like if literally if you're there on LinkedIn just to go viral, like you're gonna be very sad. Live very sad. You're there if you're there to build that leadership, cool. If you're there to get clients, cool. We can show you how to do that. But if you're just there to build viral posts, go
Yeah,
TikTok.
and I agree. And good luck on TikTok as well.
Yeah.
But
You can dance, you can do it.